Silent Hill is a series of survival horror video games. The first video game was created in 1999 by Kichiro Toyama. In 2006, Silent Hill was officially been made into a thriller. The story is very complicated, surrounded with the full of sadness and depression. In Silent Hill, the world was separated into the fog world and the other world, which is like two dimensions. The article mentioned that the other world is indistinct. It's just like a world completely parallel to the real world. Into the other world, everything reversed. There were two arguments pointing to this. In the series of Silent Hill that indicate the inside world is generated by the darkness of the main character, but the official didn't present a clear statement to the audience. Some people think the inside world was created by Diana Gillespie. Some others says the world was created by a little girl, Alisa. To approve this statement, in the Silent Hill 1999, players can only see Diana appear in the fog world. The one obvious feature is that the whole world was surrounded by the white fog, and you will barely see nothing come around. Alisa appear in another world. The most of the road and the wall become rusty ironed, and some of them even draw body around. And furthermore, there are more monster appears than the fog world does. What does the monster represent? As I thought, every single monster in the game are very unique and strange, and extremely ugly. All of those creatures appear in the town are the representation of the personal demon. Each monster represents the darkness from its humanity. In the first series of Silent Hill, the nurse are called the puppet nurse because they all acting like a conversion's puppet. Normally they show up in game, while they will attack the players. In the video game 1999, the nurse was created from Alisa's mind in the hospital and the nurse who works there. In Silent Hill the Tooth, James Sunderland's wife Mary suffered from a protracted illness. During of the hospital stay, he tolerated misery from her wife's illness and his sexual deprivation. Furthermore, there is another monster which represent their desire, such as lying figure and mannequin. Pyramid Head is a symbolize of destroyed memory of James Sunderland. In the plot, he is part of James Sunderland's mind that he feels guilty, also he wished to punish himself. This monster's head was covered because his designer, Mashi Ito, wants to create a monster whose face could not be seen. According to the border narrative, the stereotype of Pyramid Head inspired by an executioner from the Civil War. The difference is, an executioner's head normally covered by the black hood, but Pyramid's head is covered by a giant pyramid-shaped helmet. In psychology and aesthetics, triangle represent violence and instability. Also, he mentioned that he personally very interested in military, so the helmet design also inspired by the experimental Rinjet in 1944. In my opinion, I assume that the real purpose of those personal demons show up are the way to relieve their fear inside of your heart rather than to find the truth.